Hello everyone and welcome back to vlog number 3 of my Bricklink channel. So first off, I just want to go over some YouTube things real quick. Go ahead and skip past this if you're not interested, just want to see the Bricklink stuff. I totally understand. This will take about like 3 to 5 minutes. So thank you all for 22 subscribers. Last time I recorded, I think I was at like 17 or 18, so steady growth. I've only posted 2 vlogs. I don't expect to grow really fast. I'm not looking to be a huge YouTube channel, but you know, if I can get some people that are interested in like Bricklink type content stuff watching, or just people like watching vlogs in general, that'd be really cool. We've had some insane growth in terms of watch hours, almost 15 watch hours. It's actually over that by now. These are screenshots from my phone because I'm not signed into the channel I post on my computer. So, yeah, I wanted to say this. Never mind, that wasn't the right one. This also isn't the right one. These are just watch hours and stuff, and you can see how it started off very little and has really grown recently. So, same with this video. So 9 watch hours on this one and 7.8 on this one. 775 impressions. So I've got a 6.6 impression click-through rate, which I don't know a bunch about YouTube and stuff, but I've done enough to know that 6.6 is pretty good. Correct me if I'm wrong. That means 6.6 people out of 100 clicked on my video. There's probably a simpler way to put that, but yeah, that's pretty good to have like almost 70 views and with only 775 impressions, so pretty good. Okay, this is the one I really wanted to show, and this is the only reason I wanted to talk about YouTube. 68% of the watch hours on this video were watched on a TV. Who is watching my video on TV? If you're watching this on TV, big shout out to you right now. That's really cool. Tablet 6%, that's normal. Computer 8%, mobile 17%. Those numbers are actually pretty low compared to usual. But a TV, 68%, is supposed to be this one here. We can compare it. Yeah, mobile 60%. That's normal. 20% computer, normal. TV 12%. Okay, that's normal, but 68%. That means like 2 or 3 people watch my video fully on TV. So leave a comment or something if you're watching my videos on TV. I think that's pretty cool. That was pretty much all I had for YouTube. So yeah, 3 minutes. All right, let's get into the Bricklink stuff. I've been in an insane dry spell. I went 2 full days. I think I just showed the names. I went 2 full days without a single order. I've gone a couple days without orders this year. I think about like 8 or 9, which is great and way better compared to any other year I've sold. But I went 2 full days without selling. And that was coming off of a week or two. It was like a week where I was getting like 4 orders a day. So today we're back to 5 or 6 orders just today. So that's good. And part of the reason why I didn't record, I've also been sorting bulk. I'm still not done with that project. I'll get into that later. I'm just going to show off some of the orders real quick. Let's click the first one. Okay, this is actually the newest one, not the first one. I wanted to point out this order in particular. Let me make sure I don't show the address or name and stuff like this. Okay. This part, this part, this part, this part, and this part were all from a Bricklink order I placed from a British seller, and I made a video about this on my other channel. You can find it linked in something. I don't know. It's NBA. You can go check that out if you want to. Maybe you've already seen it. It was basically just a Bricklink haul where I got a bunch of new pieces and stuff for a really good deal in larger quantities. I was going to show off the other 2 orders, but once I pack those, I'll show them off. Nothing super unique in there. I did want to say, though, if I had a dime for every time someone paid for insurance on an order under $100, I would have 20 cents because it's happened twice. I love that saying so much. Yeah, I had one last week. And okay, here's the thing. If you aren't aware, Ground Advantage, which is what I use to ship, is already insured for up to $100 on any package. So people are placing these like $5 orders and adding insurance. I don't know why. They clearly don't know, and I'll refund them the insurance. So if you're a buyer and you aren't aware of that and you add insurance to an order under $100 and it's going to be shipped, USPS Ground Advantage, which is the most common shipping method, don't worry. Don't add insurance. This is an option for people who place orders over $100 and want it to be insured. I usually go ahead and insure it myself, just so I'm not held liable for anything, and it's all in the post office if something happens to it. That's just how I run things, but there's no option on Bricklink where you can be like, set insurance only for people, or only for orders over $100. It doesn't work like that. Anyone has the option. It's either everyone or no one, and I choose to have that option for people who want to help me pay for it if the order is over $100. But yeah, I pretty much just go ahead and pay for that out of pocket if they don't pay insurance. So yeah, sorry about that little rant right there. I'll get into like some of the sorting and actual Lego part of this. I lied. I actually had one more thing I wanted to show you guys. So I basically made this advertisement to put up in stores and different bulletin boards and stuff I find in public, uh, with some information about buying Lego. It's pretty basic. I think I made it on Canva in like 10 or 15 minutes. I made a couple of these. I already got some people to hang these up in their stores and different businesses and stuff. Like I think I hung one up at a post office, another up at a gas station. I hung two up at a pizza place, and the other one was Mart or whatever. It was really small, but you know, anything matters. This was a really small town I hung these up in. I've got like 3 or 4 other towns I'm planning on visiting and hanging these up in. So I went ahead and made a bunch of calls. I made like 50 or 60 calls the other day just asking, hey, do you guys have a public bulletin board where I can advertise my business? And I had about 10 or 15 people say yes. Some were, I don't know, I didn't get answers, or just a flat out no. Okay, so you've got my email address, and this is not my phone number. This is a Google Voice number. So yeah, if you're in the area, if you're in the Indianapolis area, or even just central Indiana, and you want to sell some Lego, hit me up. I'll give you a really good deal. I was watching some other YouTubers and stuff, and they did like a consignment thing. I think that was really cool, and I guess I never really thought of it that way, but if someone brings me a Lego and can constantly find me deals and stuff, I might take like a 30 to 40% fee, but you would get way better, you'd get a way better price than going to all these Lego retail stores and stuff that just absolutely rip you off and give you less than 50% of the value. So, yeah, I decided to add this part. I make better offers than most places that do Lego trade-ins. I wasn't trying to poke at anybody, but I do know several in-person stores near me that do rip people off with trade-ins. I try to give people the best deal I possibly can. I don't want to rip people off, but you know, I also have to make money, and depending on how much time I'm going to be putting into it will affect the deal I'm going to give you. I also said I'm going to give a free evaluation. We'll see. I haven't had anyone hit me up yet, but I just set up the things like 2 or 3 hours ago. I might get one person this entire month, or I might get 10 people this week. I have no idea. I may get nobody at all. I'm just gonna keep hanging them up in different places. I'll probably do some of that on video, not today, but possibly tomorrow or a couple days from now. All right, on to the actual Lego content. So this is a full tub still, and another tub that is a little less than half empty. I took a break for about, I don't know, a week or so, and I just did like a tray day, which is nowhere near the 5 pounds I said I was going to do. So that's on me. I've been catching up though. I've been doing like 10, 15 pounds a day. So for the last like 3 days. So in no time I should be done with this one, which brings me down to 1 tub, which clears up a lot of space, honestly. I've got a surprising amount of minifigure parts, so I'm gonna go ahead and dump these in my bulk minifigure pieces. Most of this stuff is just accessories that I found while digging, but I have found some minifigure parts. Nothing super rare, just some like hair pieces and city heads, Star Wars Rebel head, walkie-talkies, you know, stuff like that. I think that's Zane. It's J. Hold on. I know this. That's Zane. I think that's a good head, actually. Let me look at it up close. I'm not going to get this wrong. I know my Ninjago characters. That is Zane. That's Zane. I told you guys I knew my Ninjago. Okay, that's a bad example. There we go. All Zane, not J. Guess is reused in this space for ideas, which makes sense, I guess. Ideas reuses a lot of pieces from other themes. So 79 cents, 98 cents. These heads new are going for crazy amounts, and there aren't a lot of them available anymore. 208, 345. Yeah, people are really starting to like buy bulk, even non-bulk, just buying new Ninjago parts, and the prices new versus used are insane. Like, let's look at this one. Just Zane Golden Weapons. So over here on price guide, everything's really slow right now. Give it a minute. There we go. Okay, used or new $12 for the last 6 months. New $5, so it's over double. And over here, it's $7 and $22, so an extra $10 premium. The cheapest is $9. Where over here in used, the cheapest is $1, and it goes up to $4 within like the first 6 listings, so it's not really a good comparison. Just like goes up to 20 over here. Okay, it goes up to like 16 in the first 6 listings. Still crazy though. How all of this like Ninjago stuff, which people didn't see Ninjago as collectible or valuable up until the last like 5 years. I've just seen everything skyrocket. It has a lot to do with kids growing up and wanting to buy back their childhood stuff and collect them or whatever. And I don't really get why new condition's going up. I mean, other than the fact that Ninjago was like, it was like a really playable theme. There wasn't a lot of collectability to it. It wasn't a licensed theme. So people would, or kids or whatever, would buy the set, and that was their primary audience, and would beat up, chew, crack all the pieces. And new just isn't found as often, and there were less people partying out sets and stuff like that. I think that's probably the reason there's been such an influx in the demand for new condition stuff, just because there isn't a lot of good condition used, so people just stick with new, and that's been driving the price up like crazy. So I've found that kind of interesting. Okay, back to dumping this out. Man, all of this is just from sorting tubs. All of that. It's from sorting tubs of bulk, which we're supposed to have no minifigures in it because I kind of pre-sort everything that goes into those tubs. But, you know, some stuff does slip through the cracks. And by some stuff, I mean, like, half a tub's worth of pieces. Quick shout out to Coyote's Bricks. He's commented on a couple of my videos, and he's one of the first, like, actual viewers of the channel, so that's really cool. And I specifically mentioned him. There have been other commenters and stuff, but he commented right as I was recording, and he was like, I can't wait for more videos, or you should make more videos or something, or I really like these videos or something like that. And I was like, well, I might just be recording right now. So if you're watching this, that's really cool, and you should subscribe to him. I am subscribed to him. I'm just not signed in right now. So I should always check out his Bricklink store. I haven't done that yet. Okay, 3 feedback. Dang, okay, he's new, and he's got 1 order. Seller does not support orders shipping to Indiana. Okay, I wonder if that's normal, or if that's an issue in your store because like something's not set up right to collect. I don't know. I think there's some setting that needs to be turned on. I've seen a lot of stores like this, and they can't get orders from people because they have to. You know, it's a good question. I don't know. I just remember reading there was something you had to do and have verified. That was the word I was looking for. Verified. Something like that needs to be verified before that goes away and you can actually get orders. But it says you already got an order, so maybe you're just not shipping to Indiana. I guess I didn't read any of your terms. Okay, I don't see anything right off the bat that says like you don't ship to any other thing. So maybe that's a mistake that needs to be fixed. I don't know. Not trying to make a big deal about that. I just want to let you know that that might be the issue and why you aren't getting a ton of orders. Because I mean, you've got 751 lots. Most are pieces. And 32 minifigures. Let's check out some of these minifigures. Okay. Yeah, I mean, those are great prices. Like $1. Not like a super valuable figure, you know, but okay, $3 for 80. I mean, these are great prices. You should be selling these. So, maybe you know about this and are working to get it fixed. I have no clue. Maybe the verification thing I was talking about. I don't know what needs to be verified, but whatever it is might be pending right now. Okay, yeah, good stuff. You know, you never know. I might stop by your store sometimes. You know, I'll be your first fan. Bookmark this store. Favorite. Awesome. Cool stuff. Oh yeah, and he also has some vlogs and stuff. So I don't know where day 1 is, but I'll probably watch those while sorting something out later. Okay, here's one of the orders. This is the one that they added insurance to, which it was like a $4 or $5 order. There's nothing here that really made sense to add insurance for, but I guess some people just want to be safe and will pay that extra $3. Not to worry though, I'll refund it to them. So here, just got some bricks and some plates and stuff. I know what they were kind of doing. They are buying pieces for the Woody and Buzz RC. I just know maybe it's just Woody and RC because you've got this is the one for 2019. Got the Woody torso and head. Got the cones, got the tan bricks or whatever. This piece, this lime one, this little blue piece. I don't know about these trans clear clips, this white wedge, this bubble, and that Technic piece. You know, maybe it's another set they're trying to complete. I don't know. I just know off the top of my head. Oh yeah, I don't know if I said the other cone pieces are they go together. If that wasn't obvious enough. So interesting order there. And then this other order was $17, I think. Not much value in all these pieces, but the value was in these helmets, which are $5 a piece. So that was cool. White wheel, some glass pieces, some tiles that were kind of yellowed and stuff, listed as such, some brackets, and other modified plates. Canon, which is less than $1 because of the Sharpie in the bottom. I've had this for a while now, so good to finally clear out some of these. A lot of these parts are from some older drawers, so it's nice to clear that stuff up. Little trans green panel piece. I don't know, little container with the corresponding door. A yellowed skeleton arm, again, priced as such. And these trans red things. These always sell so fast. I usually have them, they're usually with shoes or something, and I usually list them for like 75 cents. I list these for almost $2 a piece. These are in almost perfect condition. They were on nearly brand new. I got them in a lot with some like old boxes and stuff, and there were a few pieces, and these were in there. So because they sell so frequent, and they're usually damaged, I decided to raise the price to almost $2 on these. They're harder to find good condition because, you know, little kids would just come up and chew on them. And those little kids by now were like in their 30s and 40s, so funny to think about. So yeah, those are the orders. The other order I already showed on. I showed the Bricklink order page and didn't show pieces. I bought 5 of these back in that order from England, and yeah, there were 5 of them. I haven't sold a single one, and that was back in June. I haven't sold a single one. It is now August 19th, and I finally sold one this morning. And you know what? I saw another one later today. That's crazy and kind of a weird coincidence. I think I paid like 70 cents for those. I think I sold it for $1 or $2.70. But they was extremely, it was priced really low. You can't find these in new condition. It was kind of random. This store only had like bulk quantities of stuff, and then they had like 3 of those. So I was like, okay, I'll buy all three of them. And then, yeah, just some heads, the wings, gargoyle demon thing from Ghostbusters. Weird. A little cape from the Martian guy from Looney Tunes. So, good orders there. I'm gonna take a break from recording, and I'm just gonna sit down and work on more sorting. It's like 5:30 right now, so I'm gonna give myself I'll say I should probably spend about 3 hours sorting today. I might record something else tonight if I get another order or anything interesting happens. Otherwise, I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everyone. It is August 20th, I think. I think it was 19th yesterday. Can't remember what day it is. So I'm just going for a walk right now, and when I get back in, I'll start working on more sorting. I'll show you what I did last night. I did a decent amount, but I'll show you, and I'll pack any orders if I have any. See you in the house. Well, looks like I only got one order overnight. This one is for $5.04. Some black arms in new condition. 8 left, 8 right. So basically 2 pairs. Let's see, drawer 1067. That's, it'll focus up here. One pair, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Got all of those, and I'll get this bagged up. Got this all bagged up. I'm gonna go take some pictures of the orders I've packed from yesterday and today for community posts that I do. I do like an order of the day thing with some stats about the order and just a picture of it. So I don't do it with every order. I get too many orders for that. But I haven't done one in a bit, and I've got 4 orders, so I'll go take pictures of those, get them packaged up and shipped out. Got all the mail in the mailbox. Man, this breeze is amazing. It's like 70 degrees out. This is like the late August weather. It can either be like really hot and humid and stuff, or it can be really nice breeze, cool days like this. It's nice every once in a while. Fall is coming. I just printed a whole bunch of these. There were supposed to be 10 of the larger ones, but this one double printed. I had one that was like a half sheet or whatever, and it did a fully print. So I decided to put it back in the printer, and I put it like that. Well, apparently it flips it over to print on. I didn't know that, so that's wasted. I guess I can still print on this side, but probably not. I've got about 25 or 30 of these. Honestly, didn't count. I've still got a whole stack over here. Most of these are just on paper, not cardstock, but those should be fine, like bulletin boards and such. So I'm gonna head out and see how many places I can get, and I will have as much of that on video as I can. Just stopped at my first place. It was a Dollar General, and I went in and I bought something because I try to buy something, or depending on what the place is, just so it's not rude. So I went to the desk or the checkout, and I was like, hey, do you guys do an advertisement? Can I place this anywhere in the store? And she was like, no. Or she's like, hold on, let me go ask someone else. And she's like, actually, she's outside right now. You go talk to whatever her name was. So I go outside, and I talked to her for a bit, and she's like, hold on, well, I gotta talk to the store manager. He's not here right now. So it just keeps getting bounced around. But she did take the two papers, a large one and a small one, and she said if she does get permission, she'll put it in the window. She's super polite, super friendly, so I'll give it 10 out of 10 on that one. I don't know if I'm gonna do ratings on all of these or anything. It's kind of dumb, but I mean, really polite, really nice. So that was cool. I've been here. I've been to the store many, many times and bought many, many things. I don't really know any of the employees because they change out. But yeah, this lady, both of them were really nice. So that was cool. Not a yes, not a no. Since I come here so often, I'll see if they're in the window in probably like a week or so. Guys, I may or may not have eaten an entire bag of Nerd Gummy Clusters. 70 grams of sugar, that's crazy. Don't worry, I'll make up for it later. I'm not that unhealthy. I actually decided to skip the Circle K and just go straight to the library. This is one of a couple libraries that I called. Most were like, no, we have a bulletin board, but it's only for nonprofit organizations or community events and things like that. And that is obviously not what I am. So I walk in, and I asked the lady, I'm like, hey, where's the bulletin board? It's kind of a big library. And she was like, oh, yeah, it's all the way, go up the stairs, and it's to the left or something. I was like, cool. So I walk up there. One, it's almost full. Two, there's a big old sign that says rules. No commercial use, not to promote any kind of, not to promote anything that's not nonprofit. I could have worded that better. Whatever is, or bottom line, I could not put this up there, unfortunately. So that was kind of a waste of 10 minutes, which kind of sucks, but I guess that's how it is. You win some, you lose some. It's just annoying that I called and specified that it was for personal use, and they said no when I show up. So I found that kind of weird. I don't know where I'm gonna go next. I'm gonna check my list of places I need to go, and I'll hit one of them. There's plenty of places in this town. I just stopped at Circle K, a different Circle K, and I went in there and I got a drink and stuff, and I went up to the register, and the lady, she seemed like she could care less about working there. I mean, I don't really blame her. Working at a gas station doesn't seem to be an ideal job. Whatever. She was still nice enough, though. She took it, and she's like, I guess I could put it. I don't see why not. So I think she put it next to one of the other registers, just laying out there. So not permanent. I bet it'll be gone within a couple days. But even gas stations and stuff get a lot of transactions, so a lot of people go back and forth. So that should be a little bit of attention. Might get a few people to look at it. Maybe someone takes a picture of it and takes it home. I really don't know. A lot of people will ignore it and move on, but that's how it is with advertisements. So, and I did want to bring up something else. I used to think like advertising on this was really easy. You could just go to places and just like hang them up. I did a lot of research into this, and you cannot do that anymore. A lot of places they have a no tolerance to that kind of stuff, which it's kind of understandable with how our world is nowadays. Everyone's putting up ads everywhere they can, and so I get it. I just trying to be polite and respectful and go in, talk to the person, but can I place this up here? Yes or no? And I get a lot of no's. Today's been pretty good so far, so that's awesome. It was mainly over the phone when I was doing those calls. I got a lot of people saying no. So I guess you go in person, they're a lot nicer about that stuff. So I'm gonna go see I don't know where else I'm gonna go right now. I'll keep looking at my list and figure something out. All right. Oh, one more thing I wanted to add. I would love doing videos instead of like me going up and still having conversations. But one, I don't like recording other people. And two, I'm not going to be able to have my phone holding it. That's what I'm recording on. I'm looking into a pair of glasses that has a camera on it so I can just open and record. And obviously I won't do it without permission and stuff. That's the biggest issue. But another thing is mobility and being able to do things and carry stuff. And I can't really do that if I've got my phone out. So I might try to do one or two of those later in this video, other videos and stuff, just like transactions and deals with other people. Until then, you're just going to see me explaining and giving the breakdown of what happened in those situations. All right, I just stopped at a different Circle K. Successful. I handed the paper to the lady. She took it. She's like, I'll have to give this to my manager, and then he can sit in Circle K, and they'll see if it's okay. I'm like, that's a lot of work and energy. You don't have to do that. And she's like, no, it's okay. Even though it's not her doing the work. So I was just like, whatever, take it. But there's a very slim chance it'll be put up. And it was one of the small ones. It wasn't even a big one. So whatever. I'm going to consider that one a failure. I will probably not be back this location. I've been here twice now, and I really do not like the employees. She was probably the nicest of the bunch, but the people there are not great. I just stopped at my last location that I had. This is a marathon again. And man, I'm just amazed. He was so cool. He was like, you can go ahead, put it up in the window. So I taped it outside, not on the indoors, but it was on one of the big windows outside. And there weren't a lot of other advertisements, so it stands out. That's really cool. And he was so nice about it. Again, it was kind of hard to understand. He had a thick accent, just like the other marathon. I had a bad taste for my mouth from other experiences with marathons and stuff. Just like the uncleanliness, unfriendliness. But oh boy, these two have been so clean inside, and the people have been amazing. So that's great. 10 out of 10 on this one. So that's it for going to places and hanging up advertisements for today. I'll be going back and forth. I probably won't record the other stuff. This is just to give you guys an idea of what it's like trying to go around town and put up stuff. And I'm going to also do digital advertisements and things like that. I know that's a little more popular. I'm not even sure how effective paper advertisements are these days, but we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm hoping I can get like at least, I don't even know. Like even one person would be cool hitting me up and being like, hey, I've got this to sell. So we'll see. All right. May not record anything later today. We'll just kind of see how it goes. Hello everyone, it is August 21st and it's like, it's almost 6 p.m. So I really didn't do much Bricklink stuff today. I've just been going through and creating some carts and stuff that I probably won't purchase for a while. But I was looking at this one store, Bricklink store, and they're in England, so shipping is $18. I came here because of this here. Let's see. If you copy too much, the Bricklink system won't take. Like if I copy the full thing, it'll say like it's too long and you have to shorten it. I don't know. I don't understand it. So I bought 8 of these torsos from another store, and there's only 3 left in stock in new condition. And the reason why I want that torso is to complete this minifigure. Sharks, Ultra Agents, okay, Antimatters, Portal, Hideout. There are a couple stores. So $11.69 is the cheapest in the US, and the guy, he always comes up premium minifigs. He obviously goes and buys a bunch of like bulk parts and new and pieces them together, kind of like I do, but he does it on a much larger scale. So anyway, all of the parts for this minifigure, this is like a 3-cent piece, 3-cent piece. I don't know. This one's really cheap. Let's just get it accurate. Okay, it's a little more expensive than I thought, so I should be able to get it though for like under 50 cents. Then there's the Pearl Gold helmet. I think this one's hard to find. Only 34 lots available. But you look at it, over 1,200 in those 21 lots. And I bought 17 at 98 cents. And yeah, I think I cleared them out of this store that I bought them from. I think I cleared the entire stock. I could have gone for even cheaper, but that's fine at 98 cents. And then legs, I think I'm going to be, I don't have any yet, but I'm going to be ordering some for like 50 cents or 60. And these things, I also have another store I'm going to buy some of these from. These are like 4 cents a piece. I may actually have some of these available right now. But I think the ones that I have are actually, yeah, I have dark blue, not sand blue. The final piece is the head. 22 lots available, but there's 247. I missed out on the 109. It was from George's Brick Shop, but it looks like he had 50 more in stock because he relisted them a couple days ago. So I also have another cart open with Enigma Bricks. There's also Helga's Sets and Bricks, which is who I got the torsos from. I should have just tossed those in the cart, but I didn't. This isn't like I'm not going to make a bunch of them. Probably like 5 or something, just because there's a store with 22, and it's going to be really hard to compete with that. And they really don't sell a ton. But the torso is becoming more valuable, and I think what I'm going to do is build like 5 figures, and then I'm going to hold on to the other torsos. I'll list a few, and I might keep a few from the future. Okay, this brings me back to the original store that I was looking at. They have the remaining 3 in the world in new condition for only $1.91. So I was looking around the store, and I know they have a few other things I wanted. So they have this Ninjago torso. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. It's Pythor, I think. I think that one goes to Pythor because it's the white torso. The next cheapest is like $4, and the US is like 6 or 7. The average is like something way up there. So that was a good deal. Then there were these, which weren't a great deal, but there aren't a ton left in new condition. I might build up some of the figures later, or just end up selling the torsos as is. This one was interesting. $13.47 for the torso, which I thought was kind of high, but it caught my eye because it was the semi-stone clay Mornington from Nixonites, and I was like, okay, I thought I had one, but I have the all sand, not the all stone, not the semi-stone, and there are very few new condition available. There's 1 and then 2 from Hong Kong, I think. So I was looking at the figure, I was like, okay, how much is he worth? Cheapest is $25, does not ship to the US. $29 does ship. Cheapest US is $45. What do you know? Premium minifigs. He pops up again. He's everywhere. So I was like, okay, how much would the other parts cost me? I was looking through and I was like, oh, what do you know? I already bought some and have some in my store. I did have them for $4.49. I decided to raise the price a little bit, just seeing how I was under other US sellers by like $1.50. So I decided to just bring it up a little bit. Not a whole bunch. I raised like 80 cents. And I delisted one. I did have 5. And I was like, okay, what about the head? Maybe the head's the rare part. Look at the head. What do you know? I had some in stock as well. I bought them from the same store, Nixo Toys. So I delisted one for sale. And then the hair is basic, but I'll just add that to another card. So I went ahead. I already said that. I delisted them for sale. I think it was this one. It's either 83 or 84, 85. Yeah, here we go. The head and 74. Yep. So I'm gonna take these. And bag them up. And that way, when I buy the torso, hopefully this isn't a waste. And the torso, I suppose, could sell before I get to it. But I don't think so. I'm probably going to purchase this order in the next couple days. I'm a little bit tied up on money right now just because of another purchase I did on Bricklink. And they haven't invoiced me yet, and it's like $2,000. So I have to figure things out. Because I have a little over $2,000, but I don't know how much the final total is because of shipping and VAT, which isn't specified up until you pay. It's not shown on the Bricklink form for some reason. So this is NEX125. Okay. There we go. And then I will take this figure and toss him in the bin of figures I need to complete. I also need to get some black legs and some brown hair for the Peter Parker. I have literally the rare pieces. I just need the hair and legs. Just plain black, plain brown hair, reddish brown hair. I'm going to take these two here I already have. I'm going to put the legs and hair in those bags and just list them as complete figures right now. The other three I'm going to complete and set aside, and then the remaining two torsos I'm just going to go ahead and put for sale. But I just have that all together till I get those. We've got some tan legs to build with to build some other figures. These will come in handy in the future. I don't have anything in mind for those. 25 of these heads. I don't think these are supposed to be in here. I've got a bag of Batman heads, which I got these for like 60 cents a piece. It was an absolute steal. Unfortunately, I was gonna buy more. I was gonna buy 115 because these are going up in price. I think I sold like 5 of these for $3 a piece, and I paid like 60 cents. I just put them up for sale for a test, and they actually sold really well and really quickly. So I think I put like 5 more for sale. But most of these I'm gonna keep to either complete some Batman figures if I can get to the other parts in time before they go crazy in price, or I might just keep these heads until I can sell them for like $2 or $3 a piece, or even more, I guess, because they're really disappearing off the market right now. And then got a lot more of those heads that I bought. I think I paid like 80, 70, or 80 cents for those. Maybe it was also 60. And then some dark bluish gray legs. I'm going to build some Imperial officers. I have 150 heads in here, and I have like 30 legs or 35. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to make those. I may end up just selling the heads and legs separately, or using legs for a different figure later on. The torso I can get for about $3 a piece, a little less than 3, and the cap I can get for like 70 cents or less. Maybe it was like 25 cents, I don't know. The rare part is, I guess, the head, and I have that, so I think I can make, yeah, gonna try to make 150, and the figure sells for like $11 or something like that. I may lower the price or raise the price depending on what the market's looking like. But I mean, I pretty much have I have the bulk of it. It's just the torsos I need to get. There's a store in Germany that has like several hundred of them for like $270 or something. That will be really great. I'm just kind of worried about having so many of a figure laying around. I feel like that's kind of a waste, but I guess if I have it priced right, I might be able to sell like 5 or 10 here and there for people army building and such. Okay, this one, I've got this box all the way up here. Whew. So we have Captain Rex microfighter, 6 of them in perfect condition boxes. And we have 50 Phase 2 Captain Rexes, all unassembled. We've got a bag of minifigures from the boarding of the Tantive 5. Or is it the Tantive 4? I think it's the Tantive 5. Like, I know that. I don't know. Just saying it out loud is a little weird. And then I have a lot of these guys for sale already. But I decided I would set aside a few for the future just in case I end up selling out. And maybe they're a little more rare in the future. I don't know. So to add to that, I have a couple of these heads, 25. I got like 300 of them. So I built some of these figures as Indiana Jones guy. I made 25 of them, or I made 30, listed 25, kept 5 here. I used 7 of them for Peter Parker. I put 150 for that guy, and I have like 90 or so for sale. So, yeah. Get these put up. I'm just gonna leave that there. I'll put this way off camera. Alright. Last thing I'm gonna show probably for today. I don't feel like recording a bunch, so I just decided to do one long clip. Oh, I got another order just now. Oh, $22, 35 watts, 72 pieces. Okay. I got 0 orders yesterday, like none. Today, I've gotten 4. So we had this one, which is $31. These were supposed to be priced at $1. I paid like 40 cents for these, so I lost money. I went ahead and repriced them, so it's all good. It's kind of weird. Okay, this one, reddish brown arms. It was a cheaper CMF plastic, as I've listed. It's kind of weird, but they seemed fake, but they were real Lego. They were stamped Lego. They're just really low quality. This other one, 93 cents. To these dark green teeth in new condition. Nothing exciting about that. And this new one. Okay. Okay, it looks like some vintage pieces. Some torsos. Wings. Okay. There's some larger pieces clear out some space. Okay. Nice. Bullseye. A lot more vintage pieces. Okay. Nice. I'll get those packed. And I guess I'll see you tomorrow, probably. Good morning. It is Friday, August 22nd, and I've got some bad news. So I was getting ready to pay for this order that I've mentioned from Norway, and it's about $1,700 with like shipping and tax and sorry, I just woke up, shipping tax and the order total, like all the parts and stuff. So I was like, okay, and I'm gonna have to pay VAT on top of that, which sucks. It's like 20 or 25% or something stupid. So I was gonna be paying about $2,000 for this. What do you know? There's a new tariff that was in place. It says the 29th, but it's also in effect starting the 21st. And I saw another store say the 23rd, so I really don't know what's going on. I just know it is in effect currently at this store. And I'm going to have to pay an extra 15% on top of the 20%. So 35% I'm getting taxed 35%. That is insane and almost not worth it. So before I cancel this order, they already packed it. I told them I was gonna pay for it. I really don't want to back out of this. I put a lot of money and time into this order. 200 lots. So I really would like to receive this. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take the order. I'm going to import it into Brickstore, and I'm going to like total up. I'm gonna price it at what I'm gonna sell it at. I'm gonna see what the total is. If it's less than 3,500, it's a no. I'm gonna have to cancel it. But if it's, my goal is somewhere around 4,500 to 5,000. I'm gonna try to push it to get there. I may have to raise some prices on items and stuff, which is unfortunate. But some of these items are already a good enough deal. I won't have to like go crazy and stuff. Like I really don't like price gouging people, and I won't do it. Let's look at something, for example. So it's this NRG Zane head. I paid for NOK knock. I don't know how you say that. It looks like knock. So I paid $4. Well, 4 of whatever that currency is. I don't know how many US dollars that is. So okay, I paid 49 cents. That's not actually the price I paid. That's with the VAT. They add the VAT into like the total of the item. It's really weird. So I'll have to pay an additional 15% on top of that. So like another 8 cents or something. So like 58 cents is what I'm paying. 57, 58 cents per head, which should be no issue. Cheapest US. Okay. Bricks for Life. 39 cents. Okay, they're going to be hard to compete with on that one, but it should be no issue as they sell up to $1.32. See them selling for like $1.30 a lot of times. So I could easily price it at probably like $1 or even like $1.25 or something like that. So I should be able to price it well. There aren't a whole lot of lots available. A lot have sold. but there is a larger quantity available. So I should be fine with stuff like that. Let's see this one. Okay, see this is a great investment because look, 15 for $2.95. There's no more available besides this guy, premium minifigs. What do you know? He shows up again. $7.19 a torso. I paid $2.95, so I'll easily be able to price that like $5 to $6 to $7 and still be the cheapest in the U.S. So I'm not really price gouging anyone. So that's good. There's less of those on the market, and I have 15 of them. So figure 41. I don't really need to show this, but okay. Even less of the legs. I'm just making sure it's like a fair price. And oh, okay. I even got some helmets too for 15. Sad. Like all these stores don't ship to the US anymore. Hopefully this whole tariff thing gets figured out. I know it's there for a reason, and I know the point of having a tariff like this is so that US buyers don't go and buy that stuff from Norway or whatever country the tariff is on. And I'm going and doing it anyway. I did place the order before the tariffs, which sucks, but because I didn't pay, I believe I'm still subject to that tariff. I've still got to find out more. I'm not 100% certain on everything, but I did just get invoiced, so I'm going to see what that is in a few. So right now, I'm going to go through and basically going to price everything at what I'm going to sell it at, or try to go a little bit low, so that if I have to, I can raise the prices on a couple things. Hoping I can get about, I would be happy with 4,500. But anything under 3,500 is a no. I will cancel this order. I don't see that happening. I should be fine. I was careful with what I purchased. So, all right, I'm gonna go to Brick Store, import the order, and start doing that. And I'll try to update you when I finish that. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So, I'm importing all this, and this is in the Norwegian currency. I'm calling it NOK. It is. Obviously, I want to switch it to US dollars, so it's less confusing, but I also like it to have the VAT included in it. I won't include the 15% tariff, but if you go up here to what the total is, you click on this little thing, you click it, and it'll say change currency, and you can switch it to, I switch it to US dollars, and if I do it custom, before it equaled, oh, I need to fix that. That was from the previous thing. Okay, hold on. I switched it to US dollar, and then I go back up here again. Now it's at US dollar. Go to custom, and $1 US equals $1.20. And for some reason, it won't let me do this. I'm not sure why. I think I might be able to, no. Select all, and adjust price, increase by 20%. Okay, I'm a little confused right now. So let's look at what I paid for it on Bricklink. I paid $1.47. Should be with that only, I think. I'm getting very confused. Okay, I'm just gonna delete this, go to home, create a new thing. If I go to file, import Bricklink order. Then we have to blur that out because I showed names and possibly email addresses. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, there. So I imported it up here. Do this again. Switch to default currency US dollars. Should be right. Okay, there we go. At $1.17. That's what it should be. And then from here, I need to adjust price 20%. $1.41. It's close, but I might need to do. Okay, if I undo that. sorry guys. I should not be recording this on camera, but in case any of you are curious, like how this stuff works, this is how I do it. This has taken me lots of time to figure this stuff out. 25%. There we go. $1.47. Okay, so this is matched to with VAT. So that's exactly what I paid with VAT, which gives me an idea of where I should be pricing it. And then I will copy. I don't think I can copy a whole column. I might, ooh, this is more learning. Select all, but that's everything. I was like, if I could just select the whole column and paste it over in the cost. Let's see what happens if I try overwrite currently selected items. That's just gonna paste it over. No. Okay, so I'm not really sure what to do here. I could, okay, so after I looked at it a little more, I still have no clue. I don't know how to copy like a single column and move it over to cost. I guess it's fine. For now, I'll just go one by one and edit the price depending on what it is here. I just won't have a reference to look at it later. I'll just have to know I priced it based on what it was already at. So, given that it's $2,000, which is how much everything cost with VAT, and then I have shipping, and I have like sales tax or something on top of that, and then now the tariffs, which I believe are upon delivery, is what I was reading. I don't know if that's true or if it's charged at checkout, or maybe delivery meant upon entrance to the United States. I don't know. I've never dealt with this stuff before, so I guess this is going to be a learning experience. Hopefully, I never have to experience this again because this sucks. So after this, I'm not buying overseas, or at least any countries with a tariff, or yeah, I guess any country that tariff VAT doesn't go away until, yeah, I don't know. It could be a long time. It could be a couple months. It could be a couple years. It could be never. I really don't know. Which kind of sucks. That means I'll have to stick with U.S. sellers, which that we have a lot of great sellers with large quantities of stuff. But kind of the reason I go overseas is because oftentimes there's a lot of parts and stuff that are still in stock because the majority of buyers are in USA, and a lot of people don't like paying international shipping for things or just buying overseas in general. So I had the advantage of buying in bulk, buying from them, and then pricing it higher over here in the US. And I can make money, and people can get the parts they want without having to deal with that and shipping, or yeah, international shipping costs is the big killer of sales from the US to foreign countries. So, I think there are a few stores in Canada that I'm planning on buying from that don't have like an insane tariff or that or anything. I need to look into that, but that's as far as I'll be doing international is Canada. I won't be going farther than there. So I'm going to get this priced out finally, and then I'll give you guys an update when I finish that. Okay, I got it just under or just over 4,000 with my 10% sale that I have on. That's without the sale, but I always have the 10% sale on, so 4,000 is the realistic value of everything. Now, I did delete a handful of lots that were about $300 to $400, I think. Those were like things I was going to build minifigures with or like consolidate in my store and things like that. So it's like, I'll just take those off the list. So we're looking at about 4,500-ish. I'm also went low on some of these things. Others, I tried to do like an accurate pricing. If anything, this one was kind of high with like $9.99. I think I paid like $2 or $2.50 for these. But they have been bought up and there are very little on the market in new condition. Yeah. So all quantity of one, about 10 of those. And there are a decent amount in used. It goes to this guy in Furno, who in new condition fetches a pretty good price. He does have a lot of pieces, which is what makes him kind of valuable. Torso and legs are pretty cheap. I think same with the head. I think I have some of the head. Yeah, I have some of them for sale. Really cheap. The valuable parts are this helmet, which I could have also picked up a few, but they were a little high at $589. I just didn't feel like paying that. I'm not going to be building any of these spheres up. I just decided to have these here. I decided to grab these since they were pretty cheap, very little left for sale, and I'll probably do them at like, I had them at $9.99, which will be $8.99 for anyone else who wants to buy them. And that was pretty much all I had to show here with this stuff. So I'm going to place the order. It's not as high as I would have liked it to be, but since I went low on a couple of these things, I can always raise the price, which I don't like doing. I would have been fine if it was $4,500. But since I'm having to pay so much in like tariffs and VAT, I've got to raise the prices to be able to make money somehow. And I can afford to lose a little bit of money. This is great reach for my store, like more variety of pieces. So that means more people will be clicking on my store more. It'll pop up to more people when they're doing easy buy or just going through and like buying out wanted lists and things like that. And of course, I don't want to be that store that has ridiculous prices on their pieces, because that's frustrating whenever like someone has all the parts you need, but everything's super expensive. I don't want to sacrifice low prices for a wide variety. I want to have a wide variety with good prices. Not really low, not really high. I just want to be in between where the market's at. I guess I will be lower on some things I have a higher quantity of, which is basically what all these stores are doing that I'm buying all these pieces from. They've got large quantities, so they've got a lower price. That's what I'll do if I get into like really large quantities of stuff, which I'm starting to get into that. But for now, with this order, it's just increase variety. Good morning, everyone. It is August 23rd. I'm just taking the mail out right now. I can do this one-handed. I've got a big old box in my hand, so I'll probably have to boil some of those. I think I just ordered dresses. I got this heavy box. I think it's almost 4 pounds. That was something I sold on eBay, so I don't really, I didn't get a chance to show that off in an earlier video, but I think I sold, it was like a motor or something for like 30 bucks. Not bad. So I've got something coming in the mail today. I think I bought it on eBay. So I'll be opening that up in about an hour or so when the mail comes. Oh yeah, so I got some news when I get back in the house. I feel like a complete idiot, so you're gonna have to disregard a lot of the things I said previously, but hey, I'm still learning about like how all this international stuff works with like purchasing and VAT and things like that, so I'll let you know about that inside the house. Okay, so I'm not sure what Bricklink is doing when they're taking the value of the item here. So 24. I know I already showed this, but we're gonna go here and group by currency. 30, the extra 6. So I don't know what's going on with that, and I thought they were just gonna charge a fee at the end or whatever that wasn't on the invoice for VAT. I was assuming that's what that was, but I checked out and paid and everything, and there was no additional charge that was added. So I paid $17.93, which is what it showed on the invoice. So I don't know why it's showing higher in the Bricklink price guide than it is on the invoice. I assumed maybe it was saying like it was 24, but it was adding the price guide, or where it was actually 30, and it's just putting that total there. So I end up paying it anyway, but just not showing on the individual item. But this one disproves it since I did a third batch. 24, 240, batch total 240. So, and nothing's different over here. I added up one. I think I added up batch number 1, and it came up the same. So I honestly have no idea what's going on here. All I know is I didn't have to pay anything extra, and I'm pretty sure I didn't have to pay what it said I did. I think it says 10 when it was 8. I think I only paid 8. I don't think I paid anything extra than that. I could be wrong, but doing the math and everything, what I paid and what I bought, I don't know what it's taking. I don't know where that extra 25% is coming from, which is just so happens to be the VAT from their VAT or whatever. It's like 25% in Norway. So I don't know a lot about this. I'm still learning. If any of you guys have any knowledge of this stuff, let me know in the comments. I'd really like to figure this out. So hey, that's good. I don't have to. That's an extra $500 or $500 I don't have to spend. So nice. Okay, the package showed up. I bought from this guy before. If you remember a couple videos back, I got a bunch of skeleton feet, and I've talked about it in a couple videos. Yeah, this is the same guy. I've won a couple auctions, and then he also said he was going to throw in some free heads. We're working out a deal where I was going to buy like, I think it was like 2,000, 3,000 heads or something. And I was like, look, I don't have the money now, but I'm like another like month or two, I'll have the money. And he ended up selling it to another guy before then, but he was like, I saved a little bag for you that I'll throw in for free whenever you place another order. So I won an auction that he had for some pieces, and he threw them in. So I don't know how many I'm getting. Gotta set the camera like this. Oh, wow. Okay. That is a ton of tiles. So this guy apparently is using tiles as packing material because he has so many. So little backstory here. There was a Bricklink store that had about 8 million of these for sale for like 2 cents a piece or something. And he also had a bunch of like other parts in like insane quantities. And he apparently liquidated his store. And the guy I bought this from acquired his store and pretty much all of it. And the guy I bought these from has listings for like boxes of 1 million or 500,000 tiles. So he has so many, he's decided to just use this as packing material since it's probably cheaper than like bubble wrap. So I got 100 of these J head wrap. I don't know. I think I got these for, I think this is a buy it now. I did. It was like $21. And then I got some Jack Sparrow heads. I got these for 11 shipped. That was a steal. And these are the free heads he threw in. They're the KRAZI. KRAZI. Wow. Let's see if these, okay, they're hollow stud. So I don't know how many are in here. If this is 100, then it's probably, my guess is it's also 100 heads, or it's like 80 or something weird like that. So that's cool. And these tiles, since they were used as packing, they're going to be a little scratched. They're not too bad, though. I don't know if I would list them as new or used, or maybe I might set some of these aside for a project in the future. I don't know. That's a lot of tiles, though. They just threw it for free. So overall, I paid 41, I think. 41 for everything here, which isn't bad. So we'll say 100, 100, 100. So 300 pieces plus a ton of tiles. Not to mention these are all minifigure parts. So, like, I paid about 10 cents a piece for all this. That was a really good deal. This guy's really cool. I'm not gonna disclose his, I mean, I guess I could. Go check him out on eBay, Crackhead Collectibles. Yes, that is his name, Crackhead Collectibles. Yeah, he's got some really cool stuff. He did take down a lot of his eBay stuff. I think he's switching over to Whatnot or whatever. But huge shout out to this guy. I can't just not give him a shout out with all the stuff he's helped me out with. So, yeah, really cool guy. Go check him out if you're interested in buying like bulk Lego parts and stuff like this. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna get this stuff listed, and I'll let you know what the total comes out to. There's a little extra space in this drawer, so I just put the hoods or wraps or whatever over here. These two heads each got their own drawer, and the tiles, 402 that were in good shape. These were either scratched or some of these were flat out used. So I didn't list anything that I wouldn't want to receive as new myself. So I think I'm going to do 9 cents or whatever. Oh, I did have 9 in my inventory already, so I put those in here and consolidated them. I think I'm going to do 9 cents a piece or something. So, not bad, considering I didn't even know that was a gift. That was really nice. So I assure you, these are all nice and shiny. Very little scratches. These are the ones that have, like, visible scratches and stuff. Okay, so 100 of those, 89 cents, $1.49, 99 cents, and 10% sale. So copy this. 317. Wow. And then over here, delete this one, and then I'm just gonna add them onto this. I had 2 different lots already that needed consolidated. I think there's 1 here, 8 here. I just switched out the number and added them all to this listing. So 9.6 cents. In drawer 1701. And I did lower my used prices. I think they were a little over 10 cents. And it makes sense to have cheaper used parts than new. So I'll go get these put away. Update on sorting bulk. I'm down to 1 tub. And once I finish this, I can clean all of this up, bag up all the parts, and then start going category by category, listing them to my store. It's going to be really nice having clear floor again. This takes up a lot of space in my room. So it'll be nice to get cleaned up. And then I'll probably vacuum and stuff, because there's been so much hair and dirt and all kinds of gross stuff I found while sorting this. And most of it I try to dump on that tray, and I dump the tray into the trash. There's also broken pieces, fake pieces, stuff like that. and just pieces that are disgusting that I don't want touching, and would I want to donate that to anyone? So that stuff just gets trashed. Yeah, so I think that's it for this vlog. It's already been long enough. I promise next time I'll make a much shorter vlog. Actually, okay, real quick vote. So would you guys prefer me to do longer videos with more stuff that's spread out for like a week or like 5 days or something, or do you prefer shorter but more frequent videos, like 20 or 30-minute videos? I mean, I'm not gonna go just off of what you guys say, but if you guys are like, we prefer shorter videos and things like that, I'll do my best to try to space them out so you guys have more content to watch. Or I could do longer videos and just spread them farther apart, like one every 2 or 3 weeks, which is basically what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I really am trying to make videos under an hour long because, one, that's a lot of time you guys have to sit to watch that, and I don't want to do that. Or you guys don't get to fully watch the thing, and that hurts my videos getting pushed in the algorithm, which isn't a big reason. That's not why I'm doing this 100%. Not just for views and stuff, but it is pretty cool getting views and stuff, and I like getting watch hours, so that maybe one day I'll be monetized. So I try to make videos short enough length, like 30 to 40 minutes. I think that's like the ideal time for a vlog, and it'll get pushed in the algorithm just like any other video would. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to say for this vlog? I had a couple things. Well, next vlog is going to be coming way sooner. I'm getting ready to probably record in like 3 or 4 days or so. This time it was like a week or two break, so I'm going to get to that. And I've got a whole lot more Lego projects coming up because this is done. This is one whole project that's been needing to be done for so long. And I'm not like a lot of other stores that have like, they're constantly going through bulk use and stuff. I genuinely do not have time for that right now. Like, this has taken hours and hours of work to get this sorted, and it's genuinely just not worth it to me. So I'm gonna have to figure something out in the future. And not to mention, it's also taking up a bunch of space. So I've got a lot of projects coming up in the future. One of them, instructions. I'm looking to get another filing cabinet. So I got one right here. That one is full, so I'm looking to get a second one, and I don't have space for that in my closet, so I'm looking to probably put it in the basement for now, which is annoying because it kind of separates like my store. I don't like having my store multiple places at like one central location, but since I already have like sets and boxes and stuff in the basement, having a stack of instructions or a filing cabinet of instructions wouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm planning on buying a bunch of instructions. I've got several stores on Bricklink that have like really cheap instructions and are clearing them out. I'm planning on going through and making a bunch of purchases in the future. Now that my money isn't as tied up with that large international order, it was like $2,000. I can start spending funds a little more wisely. Not that that order was unwise or anything like that, but I've been trying to make sure I got everything I wanted into that order for like the last like 2 months. So now that that's purchased and done and on its way, and that's all paid for, I can start buying other things like instructions. Since I have been running low, and that is one of the, I say running low, I went from like 1,000 to like 900. So not really running low, but that's one of the projects I'd like to do is I get a larger variety of instructions. So yeah, that's one project. Another thing is sticker sheets. Buying up sticker sheets, basically the same method as instructions. And there are a couple other orders I want to place on Bricklink, but not much else. I'm trying to stop yapping. So yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Thank you for watching. I mean it.